Hi guys, welcome back to another Bourbon Santa video. Today we're doing Still Austin. Now this is their current cask strength bourbon release. This is aged at least 2 years, and on the back it says, to create this robust bourbon, we asked our master blender, Nancy the Nose Fraley, to search through our barrels of straight bourbon and select the most complex and full-flavored ones. Those that were begging to be blended and released at barrel proof, meaning the whiskey was bottled at the same proof at which it was aged. The resulting spirit is a masterpiece of complex, dark flavors with a deep spice finish. Now, as a self-proclaimed Nancy boy, I like Nancy Fraley's body of work. I am consistently impressed by her. I have a bunch of expressions that were blended by her, and so I kind of know what she's capable of. And so I'm very curious to see what she was able to do with 2-year-old Texas whiskey. Now, I happen to know that she's working with them again, and there's going to be another special release coming. It's going to be about double this age. So that'll be very interesting to see and compare to this when that finally becomes available. So I will definitely hold on to a good chunk of this bottle to compare to the new release when it comes. So I tasted this last week at my buddy's house when we were there for lunch. And I promised Nancy that I'd get back to her with my tasting notes. But to be perfectly honest with you, there are things in this whiskey that I was having a hard time wrapping my brain around, getting my fingers on, really kind of like narrowing down what I was tasting. I'd also already had several pours and I was getting ready to eat. And so I didn't really go deep into this whiskey. I tasted it, was like, whoa, what the? And went on with my day. So we're just going to do this today. However long this takes, I might be here for an hour. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I may just screw with this till I figure it out and edit the video down to where it makes some sort of sense. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. But I was picking up weird things the other day. I was picking up things like the brine that olives are in a jar. I know. I was like, what? But I was getting all kinds of weird stuff. So let's see. Fresh day, fresh perspective, relatively clean palate. Let's see what happens. Yeah, weird. It's weird stuff, okay? I'm going to be throwing out some weird notes here in a minute. I'm going to throw out some weird ass notes. This whiskey may not be for everybody. It's so weird. Okay, here we go. There are notes in here that remind me of some tequilas that I've had. There are notes in here that remind me of vanilla mixed with a very small amount of nail polish remover. There's a savory, briny note that my brain keeps going back to, like the pickling juice that olives sit in, the vinegar that olives sit in. Because it's like got a little bit of that pickle note and the vinegar and the spice. There's what is that? There's a flowery note too, but it's like rose water. Almost cactus blossom. And this is only the second whiskey I've ever smelled in my life that I got pickled cactus on. The pickled green cactus flesh. It's got like salted caramel hiding in the background. It's got some weird half notes that remind me of tequila. And that's right on the approach, right when I first go to nose it, right when I bring the glass to my nose, it's like, tequila. And then I goes, no, not tequila. My brain does. I actually love the nose. It's so weird and different that I absolutely love the nose. I could smell this all day. Because it's just so odd. It's like, what am I getting? And it keeps changing. Like, your mind keeps changing. What is this? Little tiny hints of citrus zest. That's wild. I'm going to taste it. Wow. The palate is equally as weird. It's luscious and honestly mouth-watering. Whoa. But non-traditional. Like, this does not hit me like a Texas whiskey. And interestingly, I don't get the Texas burnt funk in this. It just hits me like, hey, this is freaking weird. If you told me that this was a blend of bourbon, tequila, and rum, I would probably believe you. After tasting it, the vanilla notes are a little richer. That pickled cactus is still there. The rose water flowery note is still there. And then there's this funkiness. It's so weird. The palate gets a little peppery. Really pretty vanilla along with that pepperiness. That salted caramel comes through on the palate. The vanilla is close to melted ice cream. Not quite. It's not quite to that point, but it's getting there. It's almost vanilla, like melted vanilla ice cream. And there's almost a hint of like if you took a croissant and soaked it in vanilla and milk, cream, more cream than milk, like vanilla and cream. And it's so funny because I get that immediately after tasting it, and then that goes away, and it goes back to the pepperiness and the spiciness and that pickled kind of note. It's so weird. I'm going to try that again. Yeah, that's so weird. Immediately after tasting it, when I nose it, I get this like really flaky pastry, like a croissant with just like cream and vanilla. And then that gives way to a pepperiness within just, 10 seconds like that. That's wild. This is one of the most interesting whiskeys I've had in some time. And definitely one of the most interesting 2-year-old whiskeys I've ever had. Ever had. But it is weird. This may not be something that every bourbon drinker is going to like, because this couldn't be much further from a traditional bourbon palate and nosing notes. That's wicked. I'm super glad to have a bottle. It's something that hey, you want to try something weird for your buddies when they come over. You want to try something different? That's what this bottle is. Fantastic. Good job, Nancy. Really interesting whiskey. It's wild. It's this is a different animal. Oh, so that time on the nose, I got like orange sherbet, maybe orange, not quite marmalade, but like that drizzled with vanilla. Like it almost smells like a tequila that was aged in like orange caracal barrels on approach. Like when I just gently get my nose in there, that's kind of what I get. If I really get in there, all the peppery stuff shows up. That is really interesting. And it's so weird because it's just making my mouth water. I keep having to swallow in between sips and nosings. It just makes my mouth water. I don't know. This one's tripping me out. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, I hope you have a great day.